Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up an external interrupt for your project. In order to do so, we should enable our clock. Let's go to our clock folder. We need to enable the HSE for this project. So let's go to RCC control register. I'm already in RCC register, control register. HSE on is 16-bit, so we enable the 16-bit. I have already created a video for clock setup, so if you haven't watched it yet, you can go to it. The link is here. All the setting is okay, but my ASP should be divided by 1, and that's it. My clock is configured successfully. Let's go for other function. My first function would be GPIO config, and this should be void. In my project, my external interrupt would be a push button. For your project could be a sensor or something like that. Okay, my push button is connected to port A, pin 0. So the first step is to enable the clock for port A and make the pin 0 as input. And as we have already done it before, we should go to our RCC register, HB1, and enable the clock for port A. Port A is connected to bit 0, so I should put 1 and 0. RCC HB1 enable register, put 1 in 0. That means clock for port A. Then we should make the pin 0 as an input. So let's go to GPIO, register, more register. And as you can see, all the pins are already in a reset state, which means they are input. Or you can write 00 in 0 and 1. Since it's already input, I don't write anything. So my pin is already input. Or let's write it, GPIO mod register, zero in 0 and 0 in 1. Make pin 0 as input. Alright, then we should go to pull up and pull down and make it pull down, because whenever I press the button I want to see the interrupt. So I should put 1 in 1 in order to make it pull down mode. GPIO 1 in 1, pull down. And that is for GPIO. Now we should create a function for interrupt. Interrupt config. And let's go to reference manual, RCC register, APP2, bit 14. And our first step is to enable the system configuration control clock. So we should put 1 in 14 bit. RCC APB2 enable register 1 in 14. And now let's get back to reference manual. We should go to system configuration control in order to select the line for our external interrupt. And as you can see, we have several lines: register 1, register 2, register 3 to 4. You can select any external interrupt you want, 1 to 3 to 15. Since my pin is 0, I'm going to enable external interrupt 0. So I should write 40 in external interrupt 0, which means 0, 1, 2, and 3, all of them are 0. Let's go back to code. 0, and 0xf in 0. That means 0 in 0. So by this piece of code, I write 40 in 4 bits. Then here I configure the external interrupt 0 for pin 0. Alright, now let's go to interrupt and events, external interrupt register, input mask register. Here I should remove the mask by putting 1 in one of the line. Since my line is 0, I should put 0 in 1 in 0 in order to remove the mask. External interrupt, IMR 1 in 0. Disable the mask on line 0. And then we should select the rising edge. I don't want rising edge, so I should put 0 in 0. External interrupt, zero in 0. But I want falling edge, so I put 1 in 0. One in 0. And in this part we should set a priority. So external interrupt 0, then underline IRQN, and the priority according to your project. I choose 5. This is priority, and the last step would be enabling the external interrupt. And that's for interrupt configuration. And our last would be avoid external interrupt 0 IRQ handler. I want to check if my interrupt is enabled or not. If it's enabled, I disable it again so I can use it again. Here I should check if my button is pressed or not. So let's go to external pending register. Here I should put 1 in 0 and wait for it. So external interrupt PR 1 in 0, and if my interrupt is triggered, here I need a variable. We call it flag. Flag should be 0, and this one should be this. So here I check if my PA0, which is my push button, is triggered or not. And if my push button is triggered, I make the flag 1, and then I clear it, clear the pin. Alright, and let's create our last function. I need a delay. uint 32 delay. It's a while. Delay minus minus. And this is a delay function. So first I should initialize the GPI configuration. Then interrupt configuration. And I need a variable, so I'll show you if my interrupt works or not. We call it add. And the starting point is 0. And whenever my interrupt takes place, and the ads goes up. So this is my code. And I check if the flag is 1 or 0, which means it's pressed or not. Here I need a delay. Add plus plus flag, and my flag should be 0 again. If I press my push button, which is my external interrupt, after some delay, my add, which was 0, would be 1. Then I put flag to 0 so I can use this interrupt again. Alright, let's build it to see if we have any problem or not. We have several problems. It should be delay. As you can see, we don't have any errors and no warning. Let's load it on the board. Go to debug section. Go to live expressions. Add a new expression. My expression would be add. Let's run the code. If I press a button, as you can see, the value goes up. And that means my interrupt works successfully. Here is your main code. If you want to have an external interrupt, you provide it by this piece of code. And whenever you press the button or your sensor detect anything, the interrupt will be occurred. Thank you for watching. Bye.